Hi there. I'd like to show you some of the features that are built in to help teachers when working with the Amazon Cyber Robotics Challenge. Now, we spend most of our time here. This is a section called the Learning Center. When you enter a specific mission and a student is working on or trying to complete one of the missions in the coding challenge, you'll spend most of your time in here, waiting for that to load. You can always get back to the Learning Center by going up under Mission and choosing Back to Learning Center. That'll bring you back to that list of all the different missions you can choose from. The other great teacher feature you have here underneath the mission options when you're working on one is you can open a solution. So this is only going to be available to teacher accounts. And this allows you to replace the code you've got, and it will literally load a suggested solution for that particular mission. So this is useful if you've got a student who's getting stuck on something, so you can look up and figure out how you would solve that particular mission. You can also navigate between activities, but the students can do that as well. But Open Solution is just for you, the teacher. When you want to go back to the Learning Center, again, you can just go back to Learning Center and that brings you up to this high level. Now, another great resource that's hidden away in here is a teacher's guide. Now, finding the teacher's guide, at first threw me off a little bit because I spent so much time here, I kept forgetting where to find the teacher's guide. You actually have to go up to this little, what we call a breadcrumb here, My Courses, Amazon Cyber Robotics Challenge, Level 1. This is also, by the way, where you switch between different levels. And you have to go back to the level My Courses. And when you select My Courses, now I'm going to see two tabs displayed because I'm doing some testing with different languages. You will only have one listed here, but you will see a link here called Teacher's Guide. And if you select that, Teacher's Guide, what you will see is a PDF file which contains all sorts of great stuff, including lessons plans, timing, etc., reflective questions, follow-up activities, and so on that you can do when doing the Cyber Robotics Challenge. So definitely something as a teacher you want to access. Now, the other great feature that's built in to help teachers manage their classes is the ability to create classes. So you could literally go to My Classes and you can say, create a new class. So if you're about to teach your grade 5 class or a grade 6 class, so maybe this is class 5B, maybe I teach two different classes and this is the 5B class. And I can put a description so I remember this is my afternoon class. And say next. So you give a description, it's just something for you. The students won't see the description. The class name is something to help you keep track of different groups of students if you want to put them in separate classes. And then it'll create this class code. Now the class code is important because that will be used by the students to access the class. So it will always be some combination of letters and numbers. You can generate new combinations if you want. If you want something a little simpler, let's say you only want numbers. When you're happy with your class name and code, you hit Next, and it will ask you which course you want to create a class for. Because if you do actually have a Codergy account, you might actually be using different courses on it. Again, here I see Amazon Cyber Robotics Challenge listed twice. That's not a bug. That's just because I'm testing US English versus Canadian English, so I'm seeing it listed twice. I happen to know that this is the version I want. And so you select your course. You'll only have one listed. And then you have this really interesting option down here, which is the progress type. So the Cyber Robotics Challenge is broken up into 3 levels, and each level contains multiple missions. If you select all packs open, then a student, when they log into the class, will be able to access any mission, any level. They can just hop around, do them in any order they want. If you select pack by pack, that's level by level. So that means it will unlock the first level and they can do anything they want on level 1. And then when they've completed everything on level 1, it will unpack and unlock level 2. When they've completed everything on level 2 in any order, it will unlock level 3 and so on. The other option is to unlock it set by set. When you do set by set, it literally unlocks one mission at a time. You can only do mission 1. After mission 1 is solved, then you can open mission 2. After mission 2 is solved, then you can open mission 3. And then when you finished all the missions in one level, it opens the next level. So this forces them to complete the challenges one by one in the original order. What you might want to do, I think this is a particularly nice feature, is the option to choose manual. What manual will do is it'll actually give you an additional drop down, and you can actually control which levels are unlocked at a particular time. This could be useful because this challenge is designed to be taught across approximately 3 blocks. It's designed to be 3 45-minute blocks of time. So you might want to prevent your super fast students from finishing all 3 levels in the first 45 minutes, or, finishing them all while they're sitting at home in the afternoon. And this way you can control the pace a little bit. So you might say on Monday you do level 1 and everybody works and completes level 1. But if you finish level 1, you can't move forward until you as a teacher go back in here and add level 2. So maybe I want to start with all the students can just do level 1 to start. So we have some different options here in controlling what levels and missions the students can access right away. So I'm going to start by only giving my students access to level 1. Then I hit next, and what I get here is I get this link. And what I can now do is I can give this link to my students, and I could send it to them by email. So I could actually enter the email address here, and they would receive an email saying, please join this class. Or I could tell them to go to thecoderz.com, log in, create an account, and just log in using this class code. One thing you might want to do is use a tool like tinyurl.com or bit.ly.com to make a shorter, simpler version of this particular link. That might be handy. But this is the URL that they'll need for your students to be able to log into the class. When you're done, you now have a class. You can, at the moment there are no students, so I have the option to just add students as I go. That just brings back the URL and allows me to add email addresses, so I can email somebody the link. So if your students have accounts, you can send it to them that way. The other option that you might want to do is you go, oh, you know what? It's the second week. Now I need to unlock level 2. So you would go up here under your course settings, and there you can go to your, say it's still manual, but I want to now unlock level 2. So that's what I would do in the second week. And in the third week, when I want to change that, I go back again to my class. So, if I was over back here in the Learning Center, I would go back to my classes, pick my class, 5B. If I have multiple classes, I'll have a drop-down list. Select the class I want to modify, go here, course settings, and go change that to unlock level 3. So each week or each day, I can unlock the subsequent levels if I choose to manage it that way. So lots of great options, and they can all be edited after the fact. You can even change the class settings later if you need to, the names and the descriptions and so on. But most likely, it's the course settings you'll be doing, or you might want to invite new students. If a new student joins a class and you need to add them. The other feature you might like is the scoreboard. I don't have any students in this class, so you won't see much there, but if I go to my other sample class, you can actually see when students are added what missions they've completed. They'll show up in green, and I can see for each level what missions have been completed. You can also go to the scoreboard, and the scoreboard will give you a summary of the scores that you have for the different ones as well. But the My Classes tab will give you a nice summary for each level of what has been successfully completed by the students, so you can track their progress. I said, and anytime you want to get back to the missions, just select Learning Center, go back into your challenge, pick the level you want to play with, and start exploring. I hope this helps you out and that you have fun with your students doing the Amazon Cyber Robotics Challenge.